Have you ever walked into a store, planning to buy one single item and walked out carrying a bag full of things you never intended to purchase? That moment right there is the psychology behind impulse spending. Working in real time, it is not simply a lack of willpower or a weakness in character. It is a predictable pattern rooted deep inside the human brain. Every single day, millions of people make split-second financial decisions, driven by emotion rather than logic, and most of them never stop to ask themselves why. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what happens inside your mind in the seconds before you make an unplanned purchase. We will explore the hidden triggers, the emotional shortcuts, and the subconscious beliefs that quietly control your spending habits. Understanding this psychology is not about shaming yourself for past purchases. It is about building awareness so you can finally take back control of your financial decisions. By the end of this video, you will see your own spending behavior in a completely new light. To understand impulse spending, we first need to look inside the brain itself. Deep within your mind sits a small structure called the reward system, and at the center of this system is a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that is only half the story. Dopamine is actually released in anticipation of a reward, not after it. So the moment you see a product you desire, your brain releases a wave of dopamine long before you even reach the checkout counter. This surge creates a feeling of excitement and urgency that feels almost impossible to ignore. Your rational mind has not even had time to evaluate whether you truly need the item. The emotional brain has already made the decision for you. This is why impulse purchases often feel so satisfying in the moment and so confusing afterward. You were not weak, you were simply responding to a powerful biological signal that evolved long before modern shopping, malls, and online stores ever existed. Understanding this chemical reaction is the first step toward mastering your money. Impulse spending rarely happens in a vacuum. It almost always connects to an emotional state. Think back to the last time you made an unplanned purchase. Were you feeling stressed, lonely, bored, or perhaps even celebrating something? Research in behavioral psychology consistently shows that negative emotions like sadness, anxiety, and frustration significantly increase the likelihood of impulsive buying. Spending money in these moments temporarily distracts the mind from discomfort and creates a quick sense of relief. This is why the term retail therapy exists. Shopping literally soothes emotional pain in the short term, much like comfort food does for hunger. The problem is that this relief is fleeting. Once the emotional high fades, the underlying feeling often returns, sometimes accompanied by new financial regret. Over time, this creates a cycle where spending becomes a coping mechanism rather than a conscious choice. Recognizing your own emotional patterns before you shop is one of the most powerful tools for breaking this cycle and building a healthier relationship with money. At the heart of every impulse purchase lies a battle between two competing forces inside your brain: instant gratification and delayed gratification. Your brain is naturally wired to prefer rewards that arrive quickly over rewards that require patience. This is called present bias, and it explains why spending money right now often feels more appealing than saving that same money for a future goal. The item in front of you offers pleasure immediately, while financial security offers pleasure only after months or years of discipline. Psychologically, immediate rewards simply feel more real and more valuable even when the long-term reward is objectively larger. This is not a flaw unique to you, it is a universal feature of human cognition. Studies on delayed gratification, going back decades, show that the ability to resist immediate rewards is strongly linked to long-term financial success. The good news is that this skill can be trained like a muscle, and strengthening it is one of the most important steps toward lasting wealth. Your environment plays a far bigger role in your spending decisions than most people realize. Retailers and marketers understand consumer psychology extremely well, and they design entire shopping experiences around triggering impulse behavior. Bright lights, strategic product placement, and countdown timers are not accidental. They are carefully engineered to create urgency and excitement. Phrases like limited time offer or only a few left in stock activate a psychological principle known as scarcity. When your brain believes an opportunity might disappear, it prioritizes quick action over careful thinking. This is why flash sales and countdown clocks are so effective. Online stores use similar tactics through one-click checkout buttons and personalized recommendations that appear at exactly the right moment. Even the color red is often used deliberately because it is associated with urgency and excitement. Recognizing these external triggers allows you to separate genuine need from manufactured urgency. The next time you feel a rush to buy something, immediately pause and ask yourself who benefited from creating that feeling of urgency. One of the most powerful psychological drivers behind impulse spending is something researchers call retail therapy, and it is far more literal than most people assume. When you experience emotional discomfort, your brain searches for the fastest available way to feel better. Shopping provides a quick and socially acceptable form of self-soothing. The physical act of choosing an item, holding it, and completing a purchase gives a small sense of control in moments when life feels overwhelming. This explains why people often shop impulsively after a difficult day at work, a disagreement with a loved one, or a stressful life event. The purchase itself becomes less about the object and more about regulating emotion. Unfortunately, this creates a dangerous pattern because the relief is temporary while the financial consequences are lasting. Many people find themselves buying items they never use simply because the shopping experience itself delivered the emotional payoff they were seeking. Recognizing this pattern allows you to find healthier and more sustainable ways to manage stress. Human beings are deeply social creatures, and much of our spending behavior is shaped by comparison rather than genuine need. Social media has amplified this effect to an unprecedented degree, constantly exposing us to curated images of other people's possessions, vacations, and lifestyles. This creates a psychological phenomenon known as social comparison, where we unconsciously measure our own worth against what others appear to have. When we see someone we admire wearing a certain brand or living a certain lifestyle, our brain begins to associate that purchase with identity and status. Buying the same item can feel like buying a piece of that identity for ourselves. This is why so many impulse purchases are tied to appearance, clothing, and technology. These categories carry strong social signals about who we are and how we want to be perceived by others. The uncomfortable truth is that a significant portion of impulse spending has very little to do with the product itself and everything to do with how we believe that product will make others see us. The way we pay for things has a surprisingly powerful effect on how much we spend. Researchers have found that paying with physical cash creates a psychological friction that paying with a card simply does not have. When you hand over cash, your brain registers a real and tangible loss, which naturally makes you pause and reconsider the purchase. Credit cards, debit cards, and digital wallets remove this friction almost entirely, making transactions feel abstract and painless. This phenomenon is often called the pain of paying, and it explains why people consistently spend more when using cashless methods compared to cash, even for the exact same item. Modern technology has taken this even further with one-tap payments, stored card details, and automatic checkout systems designed to minimize any moment of hesitation before completing a purchase. The fewer seconds you have to think, the more likely your emotional brain will make the final decision instead of your rational mind. Beyond emotion and environment, our brains are also influenced by predictable mental shortcuts known as cognitive biases, and several of these directly fuel impulse spending. Anchoring bias occurs when we judge a price based on a reference point rather than actual value. Seeing an item marked down from a much higher original price makes the current price feel like an incredible deal, even if it is still more than we intended to spend. The sunk cost fallacy convinces us that we must continue spending once we have already invested money into something related, and the endowment effect makes us overvalue items the moment we imagine owning them, even before we actually purchase them. These biases operate silently in the background, influencing decisions without our conscious awareness. Marketers are well aware of these patterns and often structure pricing and promotions specifically to exploit them. The more you understand these built-in mental shortcuts, the easier it becomes to spot them in real time and pause before your brain jumps to a decision that your wallet will later regret. After the excitement of an impulse purchase fades, a very different emotional experience often takes its place. This is commonly known as buyer's remorse, and it is a critical piece of the psychological puzzle. The same dopamine surge that made the purchase feel thrilling in the moment quickly disappears once the transaction is complete, leaving behind a wave of guilt, anxiety, or regret. For many people, this feeling triggers a strange and self-destructive cycle. The discomfort of regret creates stress, and that stress can itself become a trigger for yet another impulse purchase to numb the uncomfortable feeling. This cycle can repeat itself again and again, slowly eroding both financial stability and emotional well-being. Recognizing buyer's remorse as valuable feedback rather than simply a source of shame is essential. Your brain is literally showing you the gap between your emotional impulses and your long-term values. Learning to sit with this discomfort instead of immediately spending again is one of the most transformative shifts you can make on your journey toward financial peace. The good news is that impulse spending is not a permanent trait. It is a pattern, and every pattern can be rewired with the right strategies. One of the most effective techniques is creating a simple waiting period before any non-essential purchase. Giving yourself 24 hours or even just 10 minutes allows the initial dopamine surge to fade and your rational mind time to catch up. Another powerful strategy is removing environmental triggers such as unsubscribing from marketing emails, deleting safeguard details, and unfollowing accounts that promote a lifestyle built around constant consumption. Practicing mindful awareness before shopping, asking yourself honestly what emotion you are feeling in that moment can interrupt the automatic cycle before it even begins. Some people also find success using cash for discretionary spending, specifically to reintroduce that natural psychological friction. None of these strategies require extreme willpower. They simply work by adjusting the environment and the decision-making process so that your rational brain has a genuine chance to participate before money leaves your account. The psychology behind impulse spending reveals a simple but profound truth. Your spending habits are not a reflection of your worth or your discipline. They are a reflection of biology, emotion, and environment working together in predictable ways. Once you understand the dopamine-driven anticipation, the emotional triggers, the social comparisons, and the cognitive biases at play, you gain something far more valuable than willpower. You gain awareness, and awareness is the foundation of every meaningful change in personal finance. True wealth is built not by eliminating emotion entirely, but by learning to recognize it, pause with it, and respond with intention rather than reaction. Every small moment of awareness compounds over time, just like money itself. The next time you feel that familiar pull toward an unplanned purchase, remember everything you learned today. Take a breath, question the urgency, and give your rational mind the chance it deserves. Your future financial freedom is built one conscious decision at a time, so choose wisely and let awareness become your greatest wealth-building habit.